Are you dealing with a narcissist and they're just picking at you and you just don't want to deal with that all the time? You're looking for a way to argue with them that is maybe constructive, but not have to fight with them. In this video, I'm going to go over ways that you can argue with them, but not necessarily fight with them. So stay tuned. I got ways that you can argue with them, but not necessarily fight with them. All right? So this is super important. Stay tuned. Hey there, I'm Rebecca Zung. I am an attorney. I'm also a narcissist negotiation expert. I've helped literally thousands of people go from exactly probably where you are if you're watching this video, feeling literally powerless, maybe paralyzed, and not sure what to do, and go all the way to lives of breaking free to exactly what they want. I've had people get the exact settlements they wanted, the resolutions they wanted, and now they can breathe, not only breathe, but actually are confident, and they've shifted that dynamic and they've gotten exactly where they want to go. And if that's you, if you are so ready for that life, then stay tuned right here. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel, hit that notification bell, and be ready to settle in, and let's do this, okay? I also have a free gift for you. It's my free phrases for disarming narcissists. If you're not sure how to text, how to email, what to say, and you're feeling like they're at you constantly, you're on the defensive all the time, you're ready to be on the offensive, go to disarmthenarc.com and grab it. It's my free gift to you, for you. If that's a good place to start, go to disarmthenarc.com and grab that. There are a few things that you can do. The first thing that you can do is understand what narcissism is. Understand that you're dealing with a personality disorder. Yes, it is a spectrum. Yes, everybody has narcissistic traits. Everybody has some tendencies, but we're talking about all the way to the end of the spectrum here. We're talking about a person who has, all of the traits that are listed in the DSM-5, or at least 5 of the 9 or whatever. This is a person who is now, all they can see is themselves. They feel entitled. They have grandiose tendencies. They lack empathy, and they just cannot see you. They're in survival mode all the time. They literally have a black hole inside of them. It can never be filled. It's not something that can be easily corrected. It's pretty much, not something that's ever going to be rehabilitated. And so it has nothing to do with you. And even though they make it all about you and say that you're the one, you're the problem, you're the source of all of their issues, it has nothing to do with you. Remember, the way people treat other people is a direct reflection of the way they feel about themselves. People who feel good about themselves treat other people well. People who don't, right? Has nothing to do with you. The other thing you need to remember is that they did not attach themselves to you because you had so little value. They attached themselves to you because you had so much value. They wouldn't be devaluing something that had little value. Think about that. All right. So don't take their behavior personally. That's the next thing that you need to remember. All right. The next thing you need to remember is you need to set boundaries. You are changing the course of what's going on here. You're having to turn things around 180 degrees. You've basically been conditioned from the beginning. They selected you, they started conditioning you. And so you have to start conditioning them the other direction, so it's not going to feel right for a while. You're going to feel like you're wearing somebody else's clothes. You almost kind of have to look at it as you're taking a big, massive ship and turning it around 180 degrees. So I say, step 1, don't run. Step 2, make a U-turn. Step 3, break free. Step 1, don't run. Step 2, make a U-turn. Step 3, break free. The thing you're going to have to know is, and you're going to use my SLAY methodology, strategy, leverage, anticipate, and focus on you, is that they really do respect somebody who stands up to them. They respect somebody who has confidence a lot more than somebody who doesn't. Don't argue with them directly. If you argue with them directly, if you push on them directly, if you push back directly, you're just going to get pushing back directly at them too. That doesn't work. That's just going to get fighting. And if you directly attack them, they're just going to defend themselves. And if you try to defend yourself, that's not going to help either. When they send you those long text messages, that doesn't help. Okay. So I say, the first thing that you can do is use tactical responses. Okay. So never explain, justify, or overshare. Short one-liners, short one-line responses. And what I mean by that is a narcissist will send you long things, long emails, long letters, long motions. They file long things to try to get long responses out of you, to try to get you to defend yourself, to try to elicit emotional responses out of you. And so what you want to do is send back very short things in response, because that will be a way to tactically argue with them, strategically argue with them, rather than fight with them. Okay, so the way you do that, you got to pick through and find the one thing that you absolutely need to respond to. So something like, I deny everything in this letter. I will meet you on Wednesday at 3:00. Something like that. You don't need to explain, justify, overshare. You don't need to go into all of the specifics. I receive your letter, I deny it. There's one thing in here that I need to respond to, and I'm going to respond to that. And that's it. You don't need to go into every single thing. The next thing that you can do is have an agenda. I call it making a plan, Stan. So you can have a plan or an agenda when you go to talk with them. And that way you are taking control. So, step 1 was don't run. That was you saying, I'm not going to run anymore. You're going to put boundaries in place. Step 2 is I'm going to have a plan. I'm going to have an agenda. I'm going to tell you, I'll meet you here, but these are the topics. That's it. We're not going to have 50 million topics. We're going to have one topic or 2 topics. And if it goes beyond the scope of those topics, I'm going to bring you back. And that's it. We're not going to go into every single topic. And by the way, we're also going to have a time limit. And if it goes beyond the time limit, then you can just say, I have to go. I have something else I have to do. I have an appointment. You can even say, but I very much look forward to our next meeting. And you can smile and say it calm. You can say it collectedly, because the one thing that you want to make sure you always do is stay calm. All right. So that's your next point. Stay calm, stay cool, stay collected, because the minute you lose composure, the minute you lose your ability to be emotionally regulated, then they have you, because that is the one thing they will always try to do, is bait you. They will try to bait you. They will try to get you to get a response. Why do they do that? Number one, narcissistic supply. Number two, they're going to try to use your emotional response against you. The minute they can get you to do something, then they will use that emotional response against you. And then they sit there and look like the calm, cool, collected one, right? They look calm. They look cool. They look collected. And then everybody else thinks that you are the crazy one. And then you go, well, that's not fair. But what happened is that they baited you into this reaction. So, stay calm, stay cool, stay collected. And then the next thing is be prepared to walk away. Be prepared to walk away. Be prepared. And, on that sheet, remember, go to disarmthenarc.com. You'll see that there are some phrases where I say on there, I am going to ask you to be respectful. If you can't be respectful, then we can resume this conversation at a time that you can. So be prepared to just say, we can have this conversation, we can discuss issues. There's certain things that are negotiable. What's negotiable? Issues, contracts, things like that. What's not negotiable? Your self-esteem, your self-respect. Those are not negotiable. So when you're starting to be attacked personally, when they start to say things about you personally, when they start to call you names or raise your voice, things like that, then that's not helpful. It's not productive, and it's not okay. And at that point, that's when you can just say, this conversation is not going to continue right now. Thank you. And get professional help if you need it. Get professional help for having the conversations if you need it, mediator, arbitrator, dispute resolution, experts. And get your own professional help if you need it. If you need therapists, if you need coaches, if you need help, get it. Don't try to do this on your own, because it's too hard. It's definitely too hard. You're dealing with somebody who's a master manipulator, and you might need to get the help and support that you need. So if you need help and support, go to my Facebook group. You can join there, Narcissist Negotiators with Rebecca Zung, for sure. I also have a sponsor for my YouTube page here. If you need therapy and you don't have access to online therapy, we do have a sponsor here. You can go to betterhelp.com/Rebecca Zung to get access to that. We do get paid commissions. It doesn't cost you any extra. We just want you to have access to the help and support that you need. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell as well. I upload brand new videos every single day so that you can get access to resources to help support you as well. Okay, so these are just some ways that you can argue but not fight with narcissists. It's a way for you to just get started with that. Remember that they will respect you so much more. And by the way, the next video that you should watch is the Ultimate Narcissist Survival Guide. Okay, so go to that video next on Ultimate Narcissist Survival Guide. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, hit that notification bell, and remember that today's a great day to start negotiating your best life. I'm Rebecca Zung, and I will see you in that next video, the Ultimate Narcissist Survival Guide.